Hello everybody, my name is Stephanie Jebbia. I am the Assistant General Manager for Ladera Ranch Maintenance Corporation, and I'm here to present to you the management report for September 2023. So this slide shows the disc golf project. We are in the home stretch of this project. It's a joint project between LARC and LARMAC. Here you're looking at a couple photos of the T-pad installation as well as a beautiful shot from hole 1. The T-pads were installed and now the in-house team is currently working on completing the V-ditch crossings. As soon as those are wrapped up, we're going to get that grand opening on the books. LARMAC will be working with LARCs to get that advertised and published on laderalife.com, and we hope you can come out and join us when we do that opening. Next up, we're taking an opportunity to highlight some communication improvements. We recently launched a new sports field page. We are also including board meeting summaries for all the neighborhood reps, and open sessions are now available via Zoom. Here we've got a couple of photos of some new skate park benches. The LARMAC staff replaced the aging benches, repositioned them, and added a trash can to reduce the amount of litter in the area. Other improvements here include skateboard deterrents to prevent the grinding damage to the surface. Here we've got a couple photos of some new playgrounds. This one is the Town Plunge Playground and Pip replacement. Next up, we've also got the Sienna Botanica, otherwise known as Frog Park. This park received a new structure and pip replacement as well. Here you're looking at a trellis replacement project. This one was in the Terramore Chalk Trail. There are 6 streets that go to the chalk trail. This is one of the wooden structures that we recently replaced. The work was completed in-house by our newest LARMAC maintenance team member, Paul, who has over 40 years of experience working with wood. By performing this work in-house, instead of subbing it out to a contractor, LARMAC should realize a savings of nearly $30,000. In August, LARMAC introduced open play for pickleball. There's a couple of time frames available now for open play. They're Wednesdays from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. and then Saturday and Sunday mornings from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. So if you haven't already, check it out. So sports field and temporary field permits. While Founders Park was under construction for the turf renovation, our sports and rec team identified several other areas for AYSO to be able to practice. Here, looking at 4 of the 5 locations that were selected throughout the community so that AYSO could practice between August 14th and September 8th when the Founders Park location opened up. So here we've got a couple progress shots of the Founders Park volleyball court lighting. We are in the final stages of this project as well, hoping to get county approval this week. This was a capital improvement project approved approximately a year and a half ago, and we're excited to see this one get wrapped up. Next, you're looking at a couple of photos of the interior paint project at the Oak Knoll Village Clubhouse. This was done in accordance with the reserve study. We got a slightly lighter gray shade in here to kind of brighten up the space, but it looks really beautiful. CertaPro was hired to complete this project. Another capital improvement project worth mentioning was the installation of security cameras at the Boreal Plunge and Playground area. Next up is the LARMAC Board of Director election. There were 2 seats open and we have 2 qualified directors, so this election is considered uncontested and does not require balloting. Instead, the candidates are scheduled to be officially elected by what's called acclamation. The annual meeting will still be held on November 1st at 7 p.m. at the Oak Knoll Clubhouse. Here you're looking at a couple photos of a recent pocket park renovation. This one took place in the Covenant Hills neighborhood on Harlequin Street. It included the removal of vines from both the trellis at the front and the back of the park. Our in-house maintenance team sanded, patched, primed, and painted the trellises. We also painted the barbecue and the utility cover in this area. By completing this work in-house, LARMAC realized a savings of approximately $7,000. Here's a couple before and after photos as well. Here are a couple photos of a recent project completed at Cox Sports Park. Boulder Earthwork, one of LARMAC's contractors, was hired to remove the deteriorating concrete perimeter fencing around the artificial turf field at Cox. That brings us to the landscape and irrigation update portion of the project. Over the past couple months, the management report has included some progress shots of the turf renovation at Founders Park. And we are happy to say that this project wrapped up on time, just in time for AYSO first week of soccer games. So here you're just looking at a couple progress photos of the removal and grading and then the turf installation. Diamonds lined the fields just in time for the opening of AYSO. If you haven't been near Founders Park recently, I encourage you to go take a look. It really does look beautiful. On the heels of completing the turf renovation at Founders Park, we also opted to do a quick landscape refresh, which included the installation of a ligustrum hedge along Avondale Boulevard and also the entrance to the parking lot off Avondale. A couple other photos from near the picnic structure and volleyball court. Consistent with other management reports, we always include photos of acacia removal projects. As you know, this is one of the things that we focus on, also do in conjunction with OCFA requirements. Here looking at Epona Way, which included the removal of old acacia and myoporum, and then the installation of Cape honeysuckle, which will really beautify that slope come springtime. The Wagsdale Large Dog Park saw some improvements in September. This included sod replacement, which was actually harvested from a nearby greenbelt, DG trail repairs, the installation of 2 circular benches underneath large pepper trees, overseeding, irrigation adjustments, and some needed rest to the turf. It looks great now. We also completed a quick landscape refresh at the Avondale Clubhouse. This included removal and replacement of plant material on and around the corners. It looks really nice now. Tropical storms certainly aren't something that we've had to contend with in recent years, but this year, Tropical Storm Hillary made her way through Ladera. Although no facilities were damaged, we did sustain quite a bit of damage to our tree population. And these are just a couple photos of what was left. And some more photos. Another landscape project we want to highlight is the Sylvan Oaks neighborhood refresh. It included the installation of new plants and trees. Here's a project we've been talking about for just over a year. LARMAC has partnered with OCFA and UC Cooperative Extension on the invasive shot-hole borer tree survey and treatment. Phase 1 of the project recently wrapped up in September, which included the removal of 60 trees and the treatment of several others. For more project updates, we encourage you to visit laderalife.com. This is your HOA at work.